Hallelujah. Oh, downtown. Hey.
It's time. Let's go.
All right, hang out, Cam.
That's fine.
Okay,
We're
I'm
good.
just gonna check.
Yeah.
Heyo. All right, welcome to everyone joining us. Well, no one's probably on yet.
We have music.
Yeah, it's coming on.
Okay, cool. Someone's on now. 'Cause yeah. Let's be this bad boy. Man. Perfect. We look great.
We look great.
We look great.
Let me tell you, people out there, we look great.
Well, y'all can't see it. You should be seeing it. If you're listening on Wednesday, where were you? Trick or treating?
Well, happy Halloween, everybody. Even though most of you are probably listening to this much after Halloween.
There'll be another Halloween.
But in the meantime, we are streaming live on Instagram. We're streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching us on Instagram, go ahead and go over to our YouTube channel, From Behind the Barcast. Give us a subscribe, and it'll give you a notification every time we go live.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Paxton.
I am Clint.
That is Jeff. Interesting side note, Landrum. We got Kelly on the ones and twos.
Hey.
Thank you guys for tuning in again.
Yeah,
this
there's
week.
a link to our YouTube on the Instagram story.
Oh, yes, perfect.
So you can just story
Speaking of
over.
Instagram stories, we're having a little cocktail here.
Yes,
one
we
of our patrons
Cheers.
sent us a few
You can
shirts.
see my rim job I did here, but it's on the Instagram too.
One of our patrons sent us a gift of a few T-shirts in the
We'll bring that up on the shirt up on the second half.
yeah
It's
in the
quick.
small chance that our team would have lost, but
Yeah,
we'll
well-
get to that a little bit
But they
later.
sent a thing to rim the glass with. It's a lavender pomegranate. It's sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar, lavender pomegranate. Some other fun stuff we'll discuss on the Patreon
Extra
tonight.
sweet sugar.
We'll
It
tell you
is
what it is on
very-
the Patreon.
it
It
is
is
very
very
sweet.
sweet. I was already sweet enough.
Happy Halloween, and we are here actually on actual
The actual
Halloween.
Halloween.
And down here on Tybee Island, Lewis Avenue shuts itself down so that kids can walk down the road and trick or
Aimlessly,
treat safely,
Safely.
which is pretty cool. And it's all concentrated in one area.
Yeah, so everybody goes. They went trunk or treat. Was that they did one year
Yeah, maybe.
during
yeah.
the pandemic?
But apparently, in your neighborhood, they also do Halloween.
So in my neighborhood, I live in a much larger neighborhood than
Yeah.
than Lewis Avenue is.
These
so
are
there's-
the people in his neighborhood.
Yes, so
Crackheads,
I
neighborhood.
went and had
meth heads.
dinner with my old neighbor Lewis and Sandy. Shout out to them if they're listening for some reason. Jim, you know who they are. Jim Alexander, who's a listener and Patreon subscriber. It's their neighbor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. I went and had dinner with them. I went and got my hair cut first. It's just across the street from where I live. Like, it's a 4-minute drive from my house.
Yeah.
So I went haircut at 5, dinner at 5:30. They were a few minutes behind. They got busy, so we didn't leave there till 10 to 7. I wear these are prescription sunglasses. If not, I have regular glasses on when I drive. What I didn't bring with me, as the sun goes down at 6:38, was regular glasses. So I leave dinner and I drive down to a light so I can cross the highway at the light, and I'm going 10 miles an hour down my street, and some guy had one of those giant tall costumes with long arms. He was like 12 feet tall with 15 feet arms. Was like, slow down. I'm like, I can't go faster than this. I'll die.
I can't go slower than this,
Yes.
actually.
I mean, I would like to legally be able to run over a child, but
You're like
you can't.
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah. and like I couldn't see any of the costumes. I'm like, I hope y'all look nice.
So a 5-minute walk took
Yeah.
you 20 minutes to
20 to
drive
drive.
there.
I know. I got home, my dog was like, because people, I guess, were just all the noise outside and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm trying to be cool, but I'm fogging these glasses up
I'm just
terribly.
going to deal with it. I can't see shit.
As per usual.
Yeah, usually I squint over at the screen over there. Speaking of Patreon, Bob Tima, I don't know who the hell you are. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
None of us know who you are. TYMA. Maybe it's Tybee Island Maritime Academy.
Hey.
TYMA.
No, it's TIMA.
I
But
know. But Bob Tima, whomever you are, I've
Thank
tried to
you.
find you. Thank you
Yes.
so much for subscribing. Thanks,
Yeah.
mystery person.
so speaking of Halloween.
maybe he's not Jacob's neighbor or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Halloween, had a guy come in on Saturday. We had our Halloween contest, and I got to work very early because the Georgia game started at 3:40ish, whatever. So I got to work
Yeah.
very early, just in case. I walked into a ghost town. There was a literal tumble.
Really? At the
at Huckapoo's at a Georgia game, Georgia-Florida,
Really?
to boot, which I wasn't mad about because when you're not busy, guess what you can do? Watch the game.
There you
Yes, that is
So I'm
nice.
watching the game, and we'll talk about the game later. So later on in the night, we had a costume contest, and Hugh Hefner walks in.
Oh,
or
nice.
A gentleman dressed as Hugh Hefner. And he comes up and he goes, "Hey, brother, it's Hugh." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know." He goes, "I'll take a Captain and Coke." And I was like, "All right, it's $5." Hugh Hefner hands me a $5 bill and says the phrase, "I don't trust the IRS." I was like, "What the hell does that matter to me? Because you did not tip me.
Yeah.
You don't trust. Well, I don't
Wait,
trust you,
so-
Hugh." So then I'm like, whatever. Maybe he had sunglasses on it.
He was a little cloudy on the concept.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe he thought he was giving me a different denomination of bill.
Because he's an old man and he doesn't know any better? Or
He
he's
was
dead?
24 years old, probably.
He wasn't giving you a 50.
No, he knew it wasn't a 50. So he comes up for a second drink, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna give, I'm not, I'm gonna, I'm
We
gonna
all
give him
know
another chance.
What you're not going to do.
So he orders something that costs $10. Once again, as if a repeating record, he goes, hands me a 10. He goes, "I don't trust the IRS."
It's like you heard somebody else say that,
I get, yeah.
but they tipped that he didn't realize
they-
that.
what they-
It was the thing that you would sign on a credit card slip
When you
where you
left
would give a cash tip.
Yeah, we're going to pro tip for y'all right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, all of you who tip cash.
Yes.
On the tip line, it is incredibly unnecessary to also write the word cash.
Yeah, we don't
No,
need to
no.
know that.
Not necessarily, because if you're going back through the slips at night,
if you're giving it to a server who's
Yeah.
going to be the only person that sees it.
yeah.
Bartender, I got you. Cash.
Yeah.
Server, also, so what I do is I give you a 5% tip on the card and then
Yeah.
a 20 to 30% tip of cash. So the IRS, if for some reason you get audited, it can be like, that guy was just an asshole.
Oh right. Yeah.
And not that,
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
tip's going to be.
We should hire him.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. We can do another one.
That's how they recruit.
Yeah.
So Hugh Hefner comes up for the third time and he goes, "Hey, I'll take a this." I said, "You don't believe in the IRS?" He's like, "Hell no, brother." I was like, "I don't believe in people who don't tip." Boom. No more drinks for Hugh. And he looks at me. He almost had a thought in his brain, but Hugh Hefner's so old and his
He only
balls
had a
are so
thought in his
empty.
life.
He goes, I don't know if he went inside and got a drink or not.
Shriveled away.
He went inside and dropped the same line.
Probably.
You should have ran around inside, got behind the bar inside, and be like, boom, IRS follows you everywhere.
Hello again.
You've just been audited, sir.
Yeah. And this audit says, no more drinks for Hugh. Freaking loser.
So all night I was like, Halloween is scary, and people were like, "Why? Why are you so scared that it's going to get busy later?" It's because I get lulled into a sense of
Georgia, Florida, Saturday, Halloween. Yeah, all that. Yeah.
I get lulled into a sense of normalcy. I'm just like, oh, I'm finding my chi, and then
Waka flam.
I got like 4 people there that I've been saying this to, and they've been like, "I don't know what the big deal is, brother." They were nice people. They just didn't understand.
It's just so weird that the Georgia game.
See,
What?
if it's a Georgia-Florida game in the afternoon, I think most
It's
people
always
would rather be at
always
home.
3:30.
They want to be at home.
Wait,
Instead of out in
it's Halloween
public.
weekend. It is a big cookout weekend. I went to a cookout.
Panic was there, yeah.
So this weekend, we can get into this mildly now. And I'm going to
Well,
touch
I
on my
was
deer
gonna, I
later.
was gonna finish my my thing first, but go
I think the sign agrees.
ahead. So these people, I'm telling them about it, and they're like, "Man, I don't know what the big deal is gonna be. Don't you want to be busy?" I'm like, "Of course I want to be busy and make money, but you don't understand the kind of busy that's gonna happen after this long of a lull."
At
Oh, yeah.
7:15.
Yeah. All right. Ring the bell. Here comes the bus. Bachelorette party.
The literal calm before the
Oh, oh.
storm.
Yes.
The shitstorm.
Here comes the bachelorette party up onto the deck. They start to sit at a few tables, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Half of them come to the bar. They're fun. They're fine, but there's a lot of them, and they want a lot of shit. We have an ice luge out there, which I call the herpes petri dish. We'll talk about that later.
Yum.
Yum.
So
So,
later.
on cue, bus number 2,
Two buses?
bachelor party.
Oh.
No.
Always a good combo. Bachelorette party. Never.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
Was?
It was.
Especially if
They-
they're around the same age.
They were all almost exact. They could have been marrying each other, all of them.
And
They
some of them might be one day.
they coalesced together and they took up each other's wooing and time. Not wooing like I woo Ed, the guy in
Like a
prison, to sleep with
woo!
me.
It was the perfect storm.
It was the perfect storm. It wasn't the shit storm. The
That's
calm, even though, so we were giving away free bitches brew shots on the ice luge, which if you don't know what an ice luge is, it's not an Olympic event. It's an ice mold and it's got 2 gullies going down it, and you pour shots down it, and you put your mouth on the end of it and suck it up. So a few of these bachelorettes, I guess that they are used to getting weird attention for doing outward things
Yes.
sexually.
What?
And they'd be like, how do I do it?
What?
Because should I catch it all?
Tell me somebody took it to the cleavage.
No,
Tell me somebody took it to the cleavage.
weirdly, it was the most summerest winter Halloween I've ever felt. It is summer
90?
2.6 right now.
Today was 90 degrees.
So my costume was
So-
pretentious douchebag bartender. I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, I was
I'll-
going to ask if you wore
yeah.
a costume. You
I did.
You read my
So
mind.
my idea was I was going to bring a muddler, some mint, everything I would not make for anyone, and leave it there as a prop.
yeah.
So all I did was dress up like my character in the douchebag bartender
Bow
thing.
tie?
Bow tie. It's like, obviously. I never put the bow tie on. I was like, F this, man. No one's here. I don't care about this. So people were like, who are you? I finally started saying, I'm Lara Croft's butler. Do you want to know why I told them I was Lara Croft's butler?
I really want to know why.
Because we had 3 Lara Crofts.
Oh, really?
That's
That's odd because Laura Croft has not in any way
That's
recently
not-
been in fashion or anything.
I was like, did they
And
plan
so-
this? And I wouldn't ask anyone. And then all of a sudden they were like, yeah, we planned it. I was
Oh,
like, oh,
okay.
thank God.
The 3 Laura Croft Migos?
But the thing was, one had a white shirt, one had a green shirt, one had a something else
Blue.
shirt. They all had guns. A few of them had guns. But yeah, did you dress up for
This is
Halloween
the
on
most costume
Saturday?
I've worn right now.
Oh, right.
I went.
It's menacing when you look at me with
Yeah,
those things on. I
it
feel like you're Tom Cruise dressing me down, but not in Top Gun.
You need
you
to
want-
respect
in
this
Scientology.
You want to get
authority.
into Top Gun right now? Speaking of how busy this week was. So, downtown Savannah, the last weekend of October, we have SCAD Film Fest runs weekend to weekend. So, the second to last weekend to the last weekend of October is a SCAD Film Fest, top 10 largest film festivals in the country. Number 2, Pride Weekend. Number 3, Halloween. Number 4,
Georgia, Florida.
Georgia, Florida was going to be number 5 because Panic Weekend
Oh,
I
yeah,
think was
yeah.
almost bigger than Georgia, Florida. So Panic here also. So 5 major events happening Friday, Saturday, downtown Savannah.
Yeah.
It was Friday night was plenty for me. Plenty for me.
At work.
It worked.
Yeah.
Down a server assistant. Which brings me to this. Hi, if you know a young person who would like to be a server assistant at circa 1875 with job opportunity to move up, we are literally trying to hire a server assistant. They can be 17. They want to learn to get experience and they're in their early 20s to be an upscale diner, a dining server. We need someone to come help us because we had 1 missing server and 1 missing food runner. 3 servers, 120 on the books.
Wow.
Oof.
I left at 1,
Oh,
Which is like-
wow.
which is late for me. Late for me. And it was hell. I made great money. And here's the thing. Nobody complained. Nobody, not to me, none of my tables. As soon as they sat down, I was like, here's what's going on.
yes.
Please be patient with us.
Get out ahead of it.
Yes. And shout out to Emily Cook, who came in with 2 of her friends. So that was like a good, like, my rock where I could go
A
for
vibe
minute.
setter,
Yeah,
a
right.
safe place, a trust tree, the
Yes.
nest, if you will.
Yes. Yes. So everybody was cool. I sat down, these 4 cute girls one time. So I was like, I'm going to hide right here. And they were like, oh, we got you. And so like another table was like crouched down some. So like my tables were helping me. 'Cause if your boss is trying to find you, you know where they're not trying to find you unless you're Mike Henderson is at the table. So I just kind of
Yeah.
sat down and kind of slouch a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm like kind of down. And I was like, this is great. So and then the table sat next to them. I came and sat down and tell them the specials. And she was like, yeah, honey, take a break. You look like you need a break. I'm like, here's what's going on. She's like, oh, yeah. Just fanning me and stuff with their menu.
Wow.
Everybody was cool, tipped well. I mean, for the volume I waited on, I walked out with 24% tip,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, for the volume.
And
yeah.
no food runner, so no tip out. Only
There's only
3,400
one
tip.
caveat to that job opportunity, though. Your last name cannot be Jacobs.
No Jacobs.
No, Jacobs
Actually,
need not apply.
and your first name cannot be Chris because we have 4.
Speaking of tragic Mike Henderson, his
Yes,
wife
I'm
walked
done.
in. His wife walked in as old Greg.
Yeah.
She had a shiny mangina and everything. So at work at Huckapoo's, I don't know if you're familiar with this place, but there's a lot of bric-a-brac and knick-knack and things around.
Everywhere.
There's been a child's shoe in the liquor part for about a year now.
Okay.
This child's shoe is about
In
this
the
big.
in the liquor storage? Or?
No. Where I pull the liquor bottles from.
Oh, on your shelf.
Yeah, on my shelf. I pulled it out. I grabbed a shot glass. It fit perfectly into it. I then found our Baileys, which is called the Irishman, where I come from, because we buy the fake Baileys,
good stuff.
the great value
Baileys.
Baileys. I poured her a shot of Baileys in a shoe, and I gave it to her. No one knew who old Greg was at this place. And then, here, imagine this. Those of you who know who old Greg is, try and explain it to a drunk person in 2 minutes.
No, you.
Try and explain it. They were like, "What are you?" Oh, man, there were so many good ones that people thought she was, but
Hey, we got a YouTube comment.
what's that?
We got a good YouTube comment.
Oh, yeah,
Says,
let's
you
hear it.
guys look so hot.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Clint King. Hey.
You know what? I feel hot. You know why? Because I'm down 14 pounds, baby.
Nice. You took a huge shit before the podcast. So speaking of this week at work, though,
I did measure.
we
it
had
the
a
other day.
celebrity. Now, it's as Film Fest does, you get celebrities. So fast back. We're gonna back up to last Saturday.
You got a fast back.
That
that's
sugar,
for
that sugar,
sure.
this enhanced sugar rim is getting to me a little bit. So last Thursday,
Get it together.
10 days ago on Thursday, we're at pre lineup. We're all folding napkins, doing our thing. Phone rings, and I hear the hostess, who's 74, a 50-year-old black lady, goes, "Miles Yeller? Who? I don't know who that is." So my boss gets on the phone and goes, "I don't know." She's like, "Who's? Yeah, we can accommodate. We don't do a private room." And I'm like, "Give me the phone! Give me the phone!" And she's like, "Well, it's like, give me the phone." She's like, I gave her the. She's my boss. We've been together 5 years. I gave her the look, the daddy look, the. Give me the phone. And she was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Hi, this is Mr. King." And so I just start, I immediately know who he is. I'm like, "Look, we have this part of the
Yeah.
bar to put him in. No one will bother him because he's hot shit right now."
Oh,
Yeah.
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Are you
Miles
coming with a
Teller,
caravan?
Rooster at Whiplash, Rooster
Yeah.
from Maverick Whiplash. So he's big right now. Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
tall boy. So you can see him over a crowd. So,
Beautiful mustache too.
yeah. So he was mustacheless at this point. But he came in.
My
He's
dick
po-
is soft now. But
As
please
popular as he
continue.
is right now, I would not recommend mustache. It's too much. So comes in last Saturday, has a blast. Decides to come back Wednesday. I'm there Wednesday with his mother and father, his beautiful wife, and his grandma and grandfather. Lo and behold, James and I, when we worked at 45 Bistro, which hosts Film Fest, like all their breakfasts and dinners, we know her. She was a regular attendee for like a decade. So I'm like, "Oh my God, how are you? Good to see you. Well, we've got you set up
You
downstairs."
previously knew the mother,
The grandmother
of Miles
from
Teller.
years past, and did not know.
Does she live in the area?
No, she just came up for every film fest because his family's been in theater.
Oh, gotcha.
and stuff. So I didn't. Her last name wasn't Teller anymore, so I didn't even associate the two.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about her in 10 years.
Sure.
So I'm like, "Oh, we got y'all downstairs." She goes, "I don't know if I can go downstairs." I'm like, "Uh-oh." So she takes 2 steps. She goes, "I can't do it." I go, "No, it's fine." She goes, "I can figure it out." I'm like, "Nope." So we all of a sudden have to throw together a 6-top upstairs.
Okay.
So the poor server already had gotten 3 2-tops in the last 3 minutes because we're slammed. 6-top together. We get them sat down. They're very happy, but now we're all tag team the table. And they got our server with the, I don't think you're listening, Oshin, but you don't have all the personality in the world. So they get them like them. He's a nice guy, but he's very flat. And so
Maybe that's good for celebrities.
yeah,
though.
and so and he ends up getting sat in the middle seat facing the whole dining room. And I'm like, "I'm gonna bother him," and nobody did. And I used a tool to engage in conversation. Do we want to guess which tool I used?
Is it a pepper shaker?
Was it about this?
It was. And he was impressed by my big wood. So I was trying to get there when they got their apps. I didn't miss it, so I went to the table next to him. I was like, "I'm running this food." I'm like, "Here," and what I do with it is I walk up with it real low and go, "Pepper?" And they're, "Yeah." I'm like, "I got a lot." And they're like, "Ah!" And so he goes, "Good Lord, that's huge." And so I turned around like, "Oh, want some of your soup?" Put it on the table. And so we start talking just for a few minutes. I don't acknowledge that I know who he is, but he knows I know.
Of course.
And his grandmother goes, "You should have had that at 45 Bistro." And so we talked for a minute.
That's
So
great.
There's the bathroom. He pulled me aside. "Thank you so much. I saw you championing that. Are you the manager or is she the manager?" I was like, "She's the manager. I've just been here forever." He's like, "Dude, y'all did a great job. Very complimentary, very happy, very thankful for everything. Food was great." It was so good on Saturday, he decided to come back Wednesday.
Wow.
So
Nice.
we got him twice. And with the fact that we accommodated them like that,
Sure.
it went swimmingly.
We have the same, so it's not as orderly at Huckapoo's, but we've had productions there before, like when Dirty Grandpa or what,
And right now?
and
They're
right
not
now,
producing right now, but there's
yeah,
someone
Eh,
who looks like Natalie Portman up there.
yeah,
Did you hear about that?
no,
So she was at Glazed and Confused this week. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Lars.
yeah.
She did Glazed and Confused, and I guess she went either to Huckapoo's for lunch or was like, she was just in that little area.
And they thought she was a look.
And I think it was Miss Chris, but I'm not
Uh-huh.
sure it went. Somebody goes, somebody ever told you look like Natalie Portman? And she kind of went like, she gave them
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they were like, well, what does it matter if you look like her? She's like,
It's weird how you can meet a celebrity like that and think, oh my God, you look just like the guy. Oh, wait, you are. I did
look,
it.
I saw the picture she took, and she looks like Natalie Portman still.
Yeah,
Just
well,
beautiful.
there's
Natalie, if you're listening and you get divorced, you want a pretty broke guy? I mean, I got a BMW.
Well, yeah.
I have these cool
Yeah,
sunglasses.
it beeps when I hit the brakes too hard too.
Only for 3 more weeks.
We were talking about Progressive Snapshot the other day, but when I saw Aubrey Plaza, you can't not.
Oh, she's got a very,
recognize her.
very
Yeah.
authentic look.
But Kelly and I were chatting about this last night, and your approach to saying hello to a celebrity. There's a few ways to do it. One, you got to bring a deep cut, like if they're like so.
I loved you in The Professional. I watched it last week.
No, that's not.
That's not the one. That's
That's
not the one.
You really filled out. So Kelly, who's a fan of Spread Wide Havoc, who just played here in Savannah this last week. I'm not the biggest fan. So JB, who is their lead singer, is sitting somewhere. Augusta, was it?
Yeah, T-Bone.
So instead of Kelly approaching him like, hell yeah, brother, widespread motherfucking panic, red sausage, or whatever their songs are. So, red sausage.
Are you a Panic fan
up
for
all
Halloween?
day. So
Doing a
Kelly,
lot of panic.
Kelly walks up to him and goes, hey, man, I didn't know you were so into golf. Boom, instant friendship. Bought him a drink. Because
nice.
Because if you walk up to us, so when I approached Aubrey Plaza, I said, all right, number one, I was in pink capris and pink suspenders because we were doing
Oh, it was the Derby?
the Derby day and we were doing the chalk eater thing, whatever. So I go, excuse me, Mrs. Plaza, my name's Paxton. I'm a huge fan. I love your work and I'm going to get out of here now. Bye. And I tried to walk away and she's like, come here, give me a hug. And we sat there and chatted for a second. I was like, listen, I don't normally dress like this. I work here. If you guys ever come back, I'll be bartending, but I'll see you later. Okay.
I hope to see you on March 31st. Was it March 31st when she scheduled all of Ron Swanson's appointments for?
So is that the
You thought there
way
was no
not
March
to do
31st?
it?
Yeah. I was like, that's about the middle way because I couldn't think of a deep cut. You
Legion.
know,
I would have been like, because Legion was a very, it was on not AMC, but it was, what was Breaking Bad on? AMC?
AMC.
So it was on
yeah.
AMC, and it was about like it's an X-Men comic book kind of anti-hero guy. He's got
Yeah.
personalities. She plays one of his personalities in it.
Oh, cool.
So she does some serious acting because she plays somebody with 4 personalities at one
She
point
was in
time.
the remake of Child's Play. I didn't watch it, but she was the mother, which is weird. Like
She's
she's
the
30.
mother?
Yeah, she's like 30 something,
Yeah.
but she can't. I don't believe
She
her
made
as
out
a
Robert
mother.
De Niro jealous.
I don't believe her as a. I know. I want to kiss De Niro.
Did you watch how bad that movie was, Dirty
No.
Grandpa?
No,
Oh my God, it was.
but
Look, it took 4 tries to get through it, and like the last part, I was like, mute and watch. I just wanted to see Tybee.
yeah. I watched a little bit of Baywatch because
I
I
watched
knew
all Baywatch.
I knew when Travis went through the frame on his skateboard.
I know.
I didn't see
yeah.
that.
Because Travis is about 7 foot tall black man with dreads, and he rides a board that is longer than my Volvo XC90.
Yeah.
This thing,
You see a board coming in frame,
Yeah.
and the guy.
it's board. It's like the opening of Star
I
Wars.
was going to say the Star Wars.
Yeah, the crawl.
the Star Destroyer.
Yeah. And so I watched I watched Baywatch growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, for about
I mean,
5
where
minutes.
did you learn
for
to
about 5
masturbate?
minutes.
Jesus.
But so and I liked The Rock, so I watched the whole movie. It was cheesy as all hell. It's cool. I was telling this on the way out here when they filmed they had like a night boat chase scene at
Yeah.
on the other side of the Bull River Bridge.
Yeah.
Where there was all of a sudden like luxury condos on both sides
Yeah,
as far as
yeah,
I could
yeah.
see, and I was like, that's so cool.
Remember SpongeBob? They made
the pier?
Broughton Street look like it was just off of the pier.
No,
No.
that was Broughton Street. No, downtown. They
They
took a whole block of Broughton Street and did it up.
Yeah, it was
Like,
crazy.
I worked at 45 Bistro at the time and walked out there and was like, what in the hell's
Yeah.
going on out here?
Hey, so let me ask anybody on YouTube or Instagram right now, how is the sound going? Are we sounding okay? Can you hear us? We would just like to know. This is the first time.
I'm the
I
only
thi-
person watching.
I think it sounds good. Oh, you're that good. Okay, good. Well, at least we don't
We
have
have
to
2
do
lights, but I'm watching.
we don't have to. Well, I liked it earlier. JK.
Oh.
That wasn't me.
So another, I want to give a positive guest shout out to Josh Miller. Went to high school with him. Him and his girlfriend Morgan came in for her birthday on the 26th of December, and had a very nice meal, a 4-course meal with a bunch of drinks, and so reservation request Clint. I don't know her. I haven't met her.
She was the one that made the reservation.
Right. So I'm like, who is this person? I'm trying to find him on Facebook.
Is it
Instagram.
Miles Teller?
Yeah. So and then he comes in. I'm like, oh, so I see him sitting at the bar before they come in, and I'm like, hey, what up, man? I'll come say hey in a minute. But I was just slammed.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this makes all the sense in the world. And they had a great time. Took good care of me. And I haven't seen Josh a lot since high school, but he's always been a good guy. We were buddies, and he's a listener to the podcast because he brought up a couple of things about the podcast while we were eating. I was like, and as soon as I walked by with Big Brown, he was like, there it is, pepper grinder. As he had told her about this pepper grinder, and he was more excited to see it than Miles Teller's grandma.
What I love is he's probably like, hey, baby, you guys should try Circa. I suggest you get the steak and the
Anything
giant pepper grinder.
So I said,
You need to rename that thing Bob Wood.
I do.
Robert Wood.
Robert Wood.
Bob Wood.
Robert Wood. But so they ordered the salads, and that's when she saw it. I was like, would you care for pepper? And he goes, yeah.
No, you couldn't even get pepper out. He goes, would you care for some pepper?
Yes. Well, the thing is, I've got it up against the wall, so there's like wood behind it, so you kind of can't really see it unless you're like looking right at it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I grab it, it's all eyes. Because the thing is, I walk over suddenly.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant.
But then I walk back like a rifle on my shoulder. I walk back looking around the room like I'm
Ball
marching.
rocket launcher.
Anybody want some of this? Anybody want some of this right
Did you
now?
see any other interesting costumes?
Side notes? Oh.
Costumes at all?
So here's the thing. Friday night, when I got out of hell, it was my 4th day straight. I left. Usually I leave at about 10:30. Get there about 4:30. Leave at 10:30. 11 at the latest.
Yeah.
11:30 was the earliest I left last week, and that was on Thursday because it was oddly the movie Thursday was at 7.
Yeah.
And it was the new Jonathan Majors film, and so when it's at 7, you can't come and eat from 6 to 7, and can't get done until 9:30, 10. So we don't.
Yeah.
It was a slower day, so 11:30 was early, but every night was midnight or later, so it was just hell. So at 1 o'clock on Friday, you and I was doing eyes down, car.
Oh,
home.
yeah.
And
I'm outta
it was. I saw a couple people came in the restaurant with some okay costumes. An ex-coworker had a giant costume party at their house. This was a regular at our lawyer's house. The giant mansion with like 8 rooms, and they do all kinds of like acrobats shit. It's a big to do.
Oh, wow.
And then it's nice because they bring us all flyers at work and go, "Hey, if you're off Friday," and I'm like, "Oh, if we're off Friday."
You know we're not off.
Thank God the hostess took the night off. So we only had one host who's this
Oh, wow.
21-year-old gay boy who has 49,000 Snapchat followers.
Holy crap.
49,000 and a Rolex.
Wow.
Not saying those are related, but they are.
Yeah.
Because he gets he's the definition of a twink and gets gifts all the time. He's a good-looking young boy,
wow.
but he doesn't like he goes out drinking.
That's just a market that I left a long time ago.
Look, I'm not gay, but
Long
the amount
time
of things this
ago.
guy's told me he's got give to him.
Yeah, I would get on
Some guy
farmers
wanted
only.
to buy him a car, and he was like, I couldn't sleep with him, but like he had bought me the car just for like looking at my body. I was
Damn,
like, dude, I would
that's
put
a real
myself up.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why we're starting to stream now. Hey, it's if you want to.
Yeah.
Where should I put my mouth?
I do want to. We'll talk about this in the break, and we'll bring it in the next half. But
Okay.
I got another serious thing to do, but we need a food runner, please.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, yeah. So
Sure,
thank you for our Instagram folks that have joined us for the first half. You want to see if we got any sort of comments, Clint?
Oh my God. Yeah, let me hold that thing right there.
Let's see for a
Hey, I mean,
second.
get the-
I know.
If you want to see what we're filming, this is how we're filming.
Yeah,
here.
this is how we do
Why
it.
Okay, we got some comments. We got some
Let's hear
good
'em.
comments.
Let's shout out our people.
All right.
Hey.
We got a lot of people watching. I mean, good. I
Hey,
shout all
thank
of you. Out. There's a
you.
million of you. And someone asked, "Why is Clint wearing sunglasses at night?" Y'all can guess who the hell that is.
I would never know who that is. We're
What
going to have a
font?
story about that second half.
Sorry. Only
What
comment.
font was that in that he could read it in?
It's actually the back of a tractor.
Is that Trailer
This
Park?
comment came on the back of a tractor.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Cher, for your comment.
I'm going to call that font Tiger Ridge.
All right, we'll see you on the second half
We'll
on
see ya.
YouTube only. If you're on Instagram, all 18 of you, please.
Yes, please go over
download
to YouTube.
and
Subscribe to From Behind the Barcast,
and
you
make
can watch
comments
this.
about my sunglasses. But I'm going to do a costume change on the second half. So.
Hey yo, we will see y'all
See
in
you
a
guys
few. Audio off, yeah.
Especially hotter,